So hello and welcome back to Go Again Gaming. My name is Az, and today we're going to be speaking about the spoilers that have been released over the last few days, or the other day, should I say, by the big dogs in the Flesh and Blood community YouTube creator circle. So of course we had Red Zone Rogue spoiler card, we had DMArmada spoiler card, and we had Louis from KitchenTableTCG spoiler card. So we're obviously gonna be releasing this video a few days after they've obviously had some traction on their videos and had discussion on their videos and what have you. But ultimately, I think the community is going to be talking about these cards, and so they should be. You know, it's spoiler season, and this is the first time I've ever been involved in it. And of course, I want to talk about these cards as well, because I have my doubts as well as being a British national. You know, but yeah, I mean, I spoke about this and the points in this video on a previous video. Back when I started the channel, I looked at what classes we want to see in the future, what the difference and what the multi-class aspect might be. You know, what sort of pros and cons come with that. So we're going to delve into that now. So let's get over to the image share so we can see the spoiled card, which first of all is Lexi Livewire. So this is the new Ranger hero that was spoiled on the internal correspondence magazine, and this is an elemental Ranger hero, 4 intellect and 40 life, so standard stats. Elemental Ranger hero. So straight away we have a talented Ranger now. So it says Essence of Ice and Lightning. So you may have Ice and Lightning cards in your deck. So that's quite cool. I'm sure we'll see some of those as time goes on. And then you've got a once per turn action at instant speed. So that's pretty good. You can do that every turn, which is pretty good. Turn a face down card in your arsenal face up. If it's a lightning card, your next attack this turn gains go again, and if it's an ice card, create a frostbite token under target hero's control, and then you get to go again. So that's quite cool. So you turn a face down card in your arsenal face up. Obviously that reveals it to your opponents, but it's going to be in your arsenal anyway, so you're going to want to fire that off because it's going to be arrow cards and what have you. If it's a lightning card, your next attack this turn gains go again, so that's brilliant. So go again enablers are always good in decks, as I've come to experience in the Go Again Gaming Open, playing against Dash and ninjas and stuff. Go again is just very strong, of course. But if it's an ice card, you create a frostbite token, whatever that is. Probably something that's going to clog up your opponent's turns. So frostbite, you know, as you're aware, with frostbite you're like, which means you can't move. So I guess it's going to clog up your opponent's turns, making them use probably more resources if they want to do things, which I think is very good. And then you go again with that as well. So you've got two options there. You can either use your lightning cards to potentially have big turns, big chains in the combat, or you can use your ice cards to clog up your opponent's next turn. So that's good. That's a good tempo thing, isn't it? You can either do the tempo thing yourself and try and get more numbers on the board than your opponent, or you can try and clog up your opponent's turn with what I believe Frostbite will be doing to the opponent. So yeah, that's Lexi, and I think there's pros and cons to this. I mean, ultimately, it's a really cool card, let's be honest. An elemental Ranger hero, so you can use Ranger cards. Your Essence of Ice and Lightning will allow you to use Ice and Lightning cards. So you're getting access to 3 pools of cards with this Ranger. So the pro is you get in 3 pools of cards, both of which are going to be awesome, and they synergize with the once per turn action thing that you can do with Lexi. And the once per turn action thing is very good as well, because you can do it every single turn. So in ultimate pit fight formats, that could be very good, you know, clogging up everyone's turn and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's awesome. Or can you do it once per turn? I don't know. Once per turn action. So you can do that at instant speed. I don't know. I was just looking at it then. Sorry for the pause. I was just looking at it then and thinking, can you do it at instant speed? Leave a comment in the section below. Because I don't know whether that's instant speed or not. Once per turn action. It does say per turn action. Turn a face down card in your arsenal face up. So I guess, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to do it multiple times because you have to turn the face down card face up as the cost. So once you've done that, it's going to be hard to get it out of your arsenal on other players' turns to do that once per turn action again. So you're probably only going to get one activation of this in an Ultimate Pit Fight game. But Ultimate Pit Fight is not what we're really talking about. Once per turn action in a 1v1 game is still going to be quite good. So yeah, it's still very, very synergistic. Sorry for the pause. I was thinking, can you do it instant speed? Probably not instant speed. I just don't know. Leave a comment in the section below. But I think it's going to be an awesome card. But what I was getting at was the fact that this is an elemental ranger that you can use ranger cards, ice cards for the elements, and lightning cards for the elements, which I think is awesome because the ranger needs support. But does that mean that Azalea is now just going to drop off of a cliff? Is there anyone that's going to be running Azalea cards now? Well, not Azalea cards, but is anyone going to be running Azalea as their hero now? I know that obviously you've got Azalea and hero specialization cards, but how good are those specialization cards to justify just running Azalea when you can run Lexi with elemental cards and ranger cards? That is the issue that I think we're going to see. I mean, I know the game is still growing, and obviously the older heroes will eventually be phased out. You know, there is such a thing as power creep, and things do need to evolve in the game. But it's just a shame that I think the older heroes, you know, they probably will be getting support because there probably will be ranger cards in here that aren't elemental or don't care about elemental. But the actual Azalea hero card, why would you use it? Leave a comment in the section below as to why you would still use Azalea when you have a hero that can use 3 pulls rather than just 1. And when I say pools, I mean card groups. So Lexi can use Ranger, Ice, and Lightning. Azalea can use Ranger. Why would you choose to do that? So leave a comment in the section below. Is Lexi gonna just throw Azalea out the window? So yeah, that's my gripe with talents and with all that sort of stuff going forward. I think talents are going to be, you know, they're going to be the go-to heroes, aren't they? Because they're going to have access to more card types. So yeah, it's an interesting conversation, but we'll see where it goes. So that's Lexi. Awesome card. 3 card types in the deck, and you can obviously use the tempo on her once per turn action to either give your attacks go again or clog up your opponent's next turn, which I imagine what Frostbite is going to do. So yeah, that's Lexi. Next we have her weapon, which is Shiva. This was spoiled by Red Zone Rogue. So this is the Elemental Ranger weapon. So again, Azalea can't use this. It's only the Elemental Rangers that can use this. And how many of those will there be? Who knows? So you got a once per turn instant speed ability. You can pay a resource, and you may put an arrow card from your hand up into an empty arsenal zone you control. If you do, choose 1. It gains +1 until end of turn, or it gains dominate until end of turn. So you may put an arrow card from your hand face up into an empty arsenal zone you control. So I reckon what this will do, there will be maybe a legendary ranger equipment, like a quiver or something, or some sort of armor or some form of ranger equipment or item that allows you to have extra arsenal zones. So I think that's going to be awesome for ranger, because at the moment you only have the 1 arsenal zone. But with Ranger, you'd think that they would have multiple arsenal zones because of the fact that they've got the quiver, and that is their main weapon. They're drawing out and firing constantly, and you know, you'd think that they would have these extra arsenal zones. So I think there's going to be an equipment or some form of card that allows you to have or add additional arsenal zones, which I think is pretty sick. That is an awesome flavor win there. But again, it's an elemental ranger bow. You know, if there's going to be ranger support in this set, the Azalea and the old rangers cannot use this bow. You can't put an arrow card from your hand face up into an empty arsenal zone you control, because you're an elemental range. You need to have elemental capabilities to use this card. So why do they just not say it's a normal ranger bow? Maybe there is. Maybe there's another weapon in there for rangers that will allow them to do this as an action as well, or something similar to this that will allow normal rangers to put cards face up into empty arsenal zones. So hopefully there's going to be ranger support in here that allows you to have empty arsenal zones, so you can put more arrows into arsenal to have more attacks, more options, so you're not just clogging up the one slot. But yeah, this is my fear. This is my fear of talents, is that it's going to make other heroes defunct or inaccessible, or just straight up garbage in comparison to the new stuff. And I know that the game has to evolve, and I know that these heroes need to be pushed, and they need to be better and stronger as time goes on, but that is the one gripe that I have with these talent cards. So, yeah, we'll see. But a very, very good card. Very, very good card, and I'm sure we're going to see something that accompanies or explains these extra arsenal zones that we're thinking about here, because it is an empty arsenal zone you control. So you can't just you can't just be putting arrows in other people's arses. You can't be doing that. That's not good for anyone. So yeah, that's the Shiva, which I think is pretty good. Pretty cool stuff there. And also, obviously, you may put an arrow card face up into an empty arsenal zone you control. If you do choose one, that arrow gets +1 attack, which is nice little buff there, and it gains dominate until end of turn, or you can choose one of those. That is good as well for controlling the power of your cards as well, or what you want them to do, because dominate is very good because it allows you to, you know, the opponent can only block with one card from hand, and just giving an arrow attack +1. Normally the arrow attacks have other awesome tack-ons as well, which is why they're so hard to play from the arsenal. So yeah, the +1 is going to matter in those decks. So yeah, that's Shiva, which goes along well with, of course, the Lexi Livewire, because it's an elemental ranger weapon. So you're not going to be able to use it if you're any other ranger, which is a bit of a shame. But there you go. And finally, we have the card that Louis spoiled on Kitchen Table, and that is Weave Lightning, which is a lightning action. Costs 0 to play. So that's pretty good, and it's a just a go again card. The next lightning or elemental attack action card you play this turn gains +3. So that's pretty good. So it works with any elemental attacks for 0, which is pretty good. So any elemental attack is going to get +3, or lightning attack. Cost 0, pretty good. If it's fused, it gains go again. So what on earth does fused mean? That's the thing, isn't it? What does fuse mean? So maybe there's some sort of actions or cards that allow you to put 2 cards into play. I don't know. Leave a comment in the section below as to what you think fused might mean. And by the time this video comes out, we might even know what fused is. But yeah, it's going to be combining 2 effects, isn't it? That's what fusing is. It's putting 2 things together. So it's going to be combining 2 effects. And if it's fused, it gains go again. So the next lightning or elemental attack action you play this turn gains +3. So a nice little buff for 0. And if it is fused, it gains go again. And then you go again. So you play this, your next attack gets +3. And if it's fused, that attack then gets another action point. So yeah, again, quite good for setting up big elemental turns. And, you know, fusing is going to be quite cool. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be cool, I reckon. This whole set looks cool. Well, I'm saying that the whole set looks cool. I've only looked at these 3 cards. Yeah, by the time this video comes out, maybe we'll have something else going on. But I think ultimately that the community is going to want to speak about these cards that obviously the big YouTubers spoiled: Red Zone Rogue, DMArmada, and KitchenTableTCG. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to this set. You know, it looks really, really awesome. ARIA is probably one of my favourite places in the Go Again. maybe in the future. In the Flesh and Blood universe, ARIA is one of my favourite places, and this is a good segue into my new web store, which has the first playmat on there. There's 2 left, so go and grab those while you can, while the stock lasts. I'm going to be getting some more soon anyway. But yeah, there's 2 playmats on the web store at the moment, and it's a commissioned, custom artist interpretation of ARIA, of the Everfest Carnival. It's called the Everfest Playmat. So go and check that out if you're a fan of ARIA and you want to have a awesome custom art piece from artists that I'm working with and from us here at Go Again Gaming. If you want to spice up your ARIA hero, you want to spice up your Bravo, you want to spice up your new ARIA Blitz decks with a nice ARIA playmat, which isn't from the Flesh and Blood directly. If you want to support some awesome art, then go and check that out if you can. But yeah, I'm also on Patreon now as well, so the link will be in the description box below. If you want to buy any sealed or Ultra Pro accessories here in the UK, go and check out my affiliate link with the Card Vault, and then just go and follow me on the Instagrams and Twitters of the social media world. That would be fantastic. But thank you very much for your time today, and leave a comment in the section below as to what your thoughts are on multi-talented classes outclassing other stuff from the past, and yeah, just generally what your thoughts and feelings are on these elemental cards, because I think they are absolutely awesome and I love the flavour of the set, and I can't wait to see what the other heroes are going to be doing. And it goes to show that maybe the big YouTubers did have a scoop on what this set was all about, because I believe it was DMArmada that said that there could be a storm element or a storm sort of mechanic, and that looks like what Fuse might be, or that storm element is very much lightning and ice because it's all stormy. So DMArmada might have had a scoop there. But thank you very much for your time today, and yeah, make sure you check out my the links below for all that good stuff. So thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.